Hello guys and girls, welcome back to another episode of Minecraft map making. This is episode 12 and today we're going to work on a map loaded checker. I'm your host RCG and do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Anyways, let's head on to this video. So first of all, what I want to mention is that I did some stuff off camera. I asked you guys on Twitter if you want me to do some work off camera. So yeah, that's what I did. And this is what I did actually. I have a list now for things I still need to do off camera mostly because it's like stupid stuff. And eventually I'll move them down here to episode to do. So this is what I've got for today. Let's actually get this here. It's a map fully loaded checker. And I noticed that when I entered the map for the first time, it had some trouble loading the map because there's a lot of different blocks, a lot of different stuff. And I don't want the game to start when the map is not loaded because that can be bad. So we are going to make this today. And I also have a done for next episode thing. So this is what I will go over before we'll actually start the episode here. So cleaned up and perfected the starting sequence, which is basically this. So if you guys are new to my channel or to this series, it is basically we are going to work on a PvP map. Further details will follow. But anyways, it was all in 1.8 before we started to move over to 1.9. Which we are now in 1.9 pre-free. So yeah, basically this is the starting sequence. It tells like game starts in 3, 2, 1. That basically doesn't work because this is an old tell raw mechanism and that doesn't work anymore. More details about that later. That's the starting mechanism. Just to start the game, put a redstone block right here. And then there's this whole line of settings that need to be done, and there's like here something I need to work on a little bit more about it later. And as you see, if you have followed the series, and if you don't, please watch the rest of the episodes if you want to understand. There was a big mess of command blocks here, and as you see, it does not. It's like all broken up. There are command blocks missing under here, and like a lot of stuff is different. That's what I worked on, and it works a lot more flawless, and it actually works again, which it didn't. Which is great. So that's basically what I did off camera. So today we are going to work on this, and let's actually get straight into that. So I will show you. I haven't loaded the map yet, so you'll see the full effect right now. If I press this button, we'll be teleported to the map. And as you see, it takes a little while to load. Yeah, it even causes some lag because it's loading like entities and all kinds of different blocks, lava, which is hard to render. Yeah, and it takes a little while. That's basically it, and I want to make a checker for me to check if the map is loaded or not, which is actually really easy, and I'll show you how to do that right now. So let's actually get a command block here. Let's summon an armor stand right here. I still forget to, okay, I can tag complete right there, and let's give him a tag of loaded checker. Like so. So there's our armor stand. It doesn't actually show anything, but just assume that this is our loaded checker. Let's make this a repeat command and do an execute command. Execute at e tag equal to loaded checker. And we will do a say command from him, which will say worked, which is totally fine. So let's copy this command block with us, and as you see, it doesn't work anymore. And let's move back to our spawn chunks. So this is not in the spawn chunks. Where the command blocks are is actually my spawn chunks right here. And let's put this command block right here. As you see, it still says worked, but eventually the armor stand should get unloaded. There you go. So now the armor stand is unloaded. It does not work anymore. So basically what that means is that the armor stand is not rendered. The armor stand is for the game not there, which makes the game like faster. It's hard to explain actually, but imagine that you have a normal Minecraft world with hills and mountains and ores and caves, and you had a mob farm in one of your regions, which is not your spawn chunks. Then basically if you have if everything at the same time is loaded, your mob farm would perform really badly because there's mobs everywhere in caves that you haven't lit up. But basically means that everywhere you go, you have to light up caves just for your mob farm to work properly. That's not the case because everything outside of a certain range of your player is like unrendered. It's like it's still there, but it's like one single number which tells it like there it is, but we don't use it. And once you get near it again, then it's like an entity again, and it shows up and you can actually see it and interact with it. And that's what this command block actually checks. So that armor stand is there, but it's not loaded. It does not do anything, which makes my game faster and not extremely laggy once I explore more terrain here. And this is exactly the technique we're going to use, because if the map is not loaded, as you saw when I teleported there, it took a little while for the map to load. So we are going to put an armor stand in every corner. Let's actually head there. I think this command block does the same thing. And as you see, now it's loaded again. We get the works again. Let's actually get rid of this guy to get rid of the spam. So yeah, what we are going to do is we're going to go to every corner of the map. So there's like 4 corners in all cardinal directions, and we're going to put an armor stand there, just like the loaded checker we've got right here. We're going to make it invisible and stuff, and yeah, like put it right here. So we make sure that they are all loaded before we start the map. So we have a loaded checker 1, loaded checker 2, loaded checker 3, and loaded checker 4. Which is hard to say. Like, try saying that 10 times. Sorry, morning voice stuff. So let's put a stone block right here. Make sure that we're all in. Because if you don't know, Minecraft loads the map in quadrants of 4. Or of squares. Let's say it like that. So we need to make sure that we load everything in a square radius. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to set block stone. There you go. And it loads from top to bottom, so it doesn't matter, it's like the whole chunk at once. We're going to put a command block here. Loaded checker 1 is going to be here. And we're going to make it visible for now, and like stuff like this. It doesn't really matter. We're going to get rid of that as well soon, because we don't need it anymore. That was for the old map idea. We actually changed it around for the people who haven't like seen this ever before. So let's put it right here. Set block stone. Put a command block on top, name this checker 2, and then power it. There you go. And I'll quickly do the rest of these. And meanwhile, I'll explain to you why we're actually doing this. Because as I said, why were we actually doing this? Well, you might see these armor stands here. And as I said, if you haven't seen this before, these are basically artifacts. You need to get to them to gain some special abilities. It's not really what we were working on today, but they need to get loaded for the map to actually spawn the players in correct positions. There's also spawning positions right here. So this is S is like for spawn point, then the 0 is for island, 03 is for island number, and then there's 1, and this is 03, 2. So there's 2 players in every island. If there's a player on an island, there's 2. Let's say it like that. And basically we need that to get loaded as well. So as I said, if this isn't loaded, of course they won't get spawned there, because the game doesn't actually know it is there. The armor stand is there. So that's what we want to do. And we want to make sure that everything is loaded before we start the game. Because if there is some players using a low-end server or computer to host this map, we don't want them to suffer from bad performance. Yeah, that's why we are doing this. So now we have our 4 armor stands, and we are quickly going to head right to our spawn chunks. Which is, I luckily replaced this with, it first was over there and I had to fly this part all the time. Let's actually find a suitable location. Let's do it right here. So this is the teleportation mechanism, which this teleports the players to a random island actually. Let's get another one of these command blocks. Let's replace whatever is in there. And do an execute command. Execute at E. Tag equal to loaded checker. Loaded checker. Minimum 1. Loaded checker 1. Sorry. And then of course our colons. Our colons? I don't know what they're called. The swirly things. And we'll copy that and make it loaded checker 2. And copy that again. Make it loaded checker 3. Copy that again. Loaded checker 4. And then say hi. For example. Let's make sure this is loaded, because there's some strange bug with repeat commands that when you copy paste them, there's a chance it doesn't work. So yeah, let's teleport back. And let's see how long it takes for our command blocks to say hi. Like almost immediately, right? I mean, the blocks still didn't render, but the armor stands are there. And that's what is important to us. So actually what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to relog. So I'm going to quit my game and open it again, so we get the same slower loading process. And let's see what happens right then. So I'm back. My game has started up, and my computer still has a little startup struggles, which I normally wait for, but I couldn't wait to record this. So yeah, let's actually check if this command block is working. Let's make sure it is working. This is not the correct one, but we can still turn it on anyways. This is the correct one. Let's make sure that it 100% works, because restarting a game is like a pain. I don't like it. Okay, clear my chat and go. So as you see, it took a little while. So we might, yeah, as you see on the sidebar, if you can see that, it's now filling up. My map is still trying to load, but there's at least some armor stands being loaded. So what this seems is that armor stands are like loaded instantly, almost instantly. But then get processed really slowly. So as you saw in the beginning, it's not like 20 times a second high, but it's like 2 times a second, which is rather slow. So we might actually make this a timer and make it wait for to hit a 50 or something, which we'll actually do right now. So let's add a scoreboard objective. Scoreboard objectives add timer, loaded timer 1, dummy. I get ahead sometimes, a little ahead. So instead of say hi, we're going to do a scoreboard players add a loaded timer 1. So that means that when we enter that area, the loaded timer score is going to, for every player in the world, is going to get added up by 1 once every armor stand is loaded. Yeah, right? Cool. So then we get a chain command block. And with that chain command block, we are going to, test for the score, of course. So what do you want to do? Is you want to say hi for now. Or no, let's say at A with a score of loaded timer minimum of 50. So that means that once it hits 50, once it has executed 50 times, which will make sure that our map is like loaded properly enough. Once that has done that, we will actually get a high score. So let's teleport there again, and we need to wait a little while, and then yeah, there you go, it kicks in. So that means that the game has to, we are basically forcing the game to load before we are actually doing anything, which is really, really good. We can actually get rid of this now. So yeah, that's basically it for this. Now the only thing we need to do is make the starting sequence, and of course when we are testing, I will play with this number, and how I don't want to forget that. So what we are going to do is get a sign, put a here, and let's put it work just like I did there. Adjust timer while testing. So if I notice that the map is loading slowly, then I might, and it's still not really working properly, then we might actually increase the timer. If it's like far too fast or far too slow, which it's 2.5 seconds when if you have been there once, which is fast enough, then we might even turn it down. But yeah, that's basically that. And now instead of that, we want to start the timer. And I'm actually going to remove this piece of redstone here because I don't want it to start. But what I want to do is I want it to let's actually put a say hi on here again. It's just the say hi or say worked is basically my me making sure that it still works. And actually, I see now that it's still executing this command. So it's staying loaded for quite a while actually. Or no, my score is of course still above 50. So that's another thing we need to do. So once you actually start this timer, we will actually put a redstone block next to it. Needs redstone. And then like this. So when we actually start the timer, we'll put a redstone block right here. And then at the same time, we'll do a scoreboard. I have autocomplete. Players set at a loaded timer to 0. There you go. So once we do this, it no longer says anything. Great. And then we wanted to, instead of doing a like that, we want to do it a set block command. So how are we going to do that? We're going to put a block right here, can be any block, do a set block, and then tab, and then we get the locations, which is really important, like so. Now we can break this. So yeah, just hover over a block and you get the coordinates when you press tab in a set block 1 command. And then we're going and execute add A, and then we are doing that set block command, and we're making it a redstone block, like so. So let's refresh this. There you go. Go to the area, and of course I have my teleport button right here as well. Go. And of course we feel, yeah, there you go. Hi, hi, hi. Okay. I don't actually know why it is. Oh yeah, of course, this is why it is. Okay. So that's another bug we need to fix right now, and that gives us a little bit more time. So you only want to do this. It's an easy one. If the score is 50 exactly. So score of loaded timer equal to 50. So this will only set the block once the score is exactly 50. And as you see, it immediately turns off. Well, that's basically our thing fixed, and that's actually everything I want to do for this episode. I just want to mention one thing. If you are new to the channel, of course, please subscribe. I would really appreciate that. Another thing is that I want to work on a schedule, video uploading schedule, which basically allows me to give my channel some more time and basically make it a little bit better in the long run. And that means that I will be uploading a video every Sunday. I'm not sure on the time yet, but if it is there, I'll put in the description if I'm sure on the time. So yeah, basically look out for that. It will always be in the description if I am sure about my times, but that's basically what I want to do. And that's all for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. Do not forget to like and subscribe to the video, and I hope to see you in the next episode, guys. Bye!